see right now if you are with me, but I think we can start. The webinar is recording, so you can see it also after this this webinar. So let's start talking about rethinking sustainability through color, material, and finish. So CMF. So I will talk about circularity as a new approach, design, and the associated opportunities and challenges in the design process. So my name is Aleksandra Rutkowska, and I am a senior mentor industrial designer at Ergodesign. And I gather experience in designing consumer goods, medical equipment, and other products from various industries. And we are a consulting studio based in Krakow with almost 30 years of tradition. Part of history, and in the last few years we start our own green transition called Circular Change by Design, and it's our own original circular transformation program, and we analyze and advise organizations and companies how to take advantage of the opportunities that arise because of circular economy. Okay. I don't know, does anybody hear me, because I have this communicate, okay. Okay, so because I'm aware of all stages of new products implementation in the market, I'm particularly interested in the materials, and I think they are the most tangible thing that's left after we stop using any product. So I try to find sustainable alternatives for common materials like plastic, textiles, and many others in our studio material library. Okay, thank you. I see the comment. That's all good. Nice to hear. Okay, and circular approach and in design process is a system, is a complex system of interdependencies, dependencies. So designing products in the line with the principles in circular economy is a very complex, and you might have heard about a few of them in previous webinars, such as business models, product strategies, technology, and few others. And today I'm gonna talk about the topic of CMF design in the circular design process. So today's topic is CMF design, and maybe you know what the CMF is, but to be on the same page, I would like to share with you our approach to this aspect of the design process. So the CMF design is a acronym of colors, materials, and finishes, adapted in meta design methodology for strategic projects or of given brands, to support both functional and emotional attributes of identity of entire ranges of products. And since the IT's application fields and design approaches of this emerging discipline evolves as the marketing and user experience change in recent years. We of course work with CMF methodology in general way. So we create mood boards, both digital and physical mood boards. We define every CMF aspects of product for implementation into production. And we work with a variety of materials and technologies. We design CMF for various product industries such as kids and safety, medical equipment and medical uniforms, home appliances and electronics, and also in automotive industry and marine. So there are, of course, more of them. But of the common way of CMF design, at Ergodesign, we treat it strategically, and the various stages of the CMF project interlock seamlessly, allowing for a holistic approach to product design for local markets and consumers. So we work with trend tracking and forecasting, CMF strategy, and CMF development. And probably there is a common perception that it's only superficial decoration related to makeup for a product, and these are decisions made at the end, decisions about CMF. And however, I think it's crucial to define CMF before the product design stage, as it influences the manufacturing and processing stages. It also requires effective communication between designers, manufacturers, engineers, material suppliers to preserve the original intent of a product. So CMF, it's not only product appearance, there are measurable decisions. As we can heard in Ellen MacArthur Foundation, 70% of the product's environmental impact is defined at the design process stage. So, what are the actual material footprint looks like? You can see in a part of our installation created for the Gdynia Design Days 2022 exhibition, where we weighed every part of the thermal cutter designed by Ergodesign in the 90s. And we multiplied it by the production quantities over 20 years during which the kettle was produced. So we released about 2 tons of materials into the environment. And now I would like to answer the question of what is the fundamental difference between a basic and a circular approach in CMF design. Because designers, as designers, we have a really big power in our hands. We can make better decisions. And in a circular approach, each element of CMF, namely color, material, and finish, can serve a distinct point for building product development strategies and planning the product life cycle. And in the main topic of today's webinar, rethinking sustainability through CMF design, I can say basic CMF is a necessary part of the design process. However, most of the times does not have a significant impact on preceding project activities. So circular CMF, on the other hand, typically operates on a larger scale. Frequently, a circular CMF can already determine the form, shaping, sometimes even the functions of a product from the very, very beginning. And first, we will look at some trends in sustainable CMF. Because we can see that this sentence is not only a word, this is a really new circular aesthetics that comes with new products designed with better materials like bio-based materials or materials for recycling or from recycle. So we gather a few trends that influence on CMF design. And on this slide, we can see a diagram illustrating the key trends in evolving aesthetics driven by the circular approach. So we have two groups, like a new aesthetic is emerging, and we are questioning the dominant archetypes, and we divide it into five sentences, 5 trends that describes new aesthetic with using better circular materials. So and I would like to expand each category of the trends. So first trend is Wabi sabi design. This is aesthetic of imperfection. So the aesthetic of imperfection is a concept that describes the beauty and the value found in imperfect, unconventional and non-ideal aspect of art and design. It often serves as the opposite of the aesthetics of idealism, which seeks to portray perfect, flawless, and harmonious beauty. And in some cases, the aesthetic of imperfection may reference the Japanese concept of Wabi sabi, which extols the beauty in imperfections and impermanence. Wabi sabi emphasizes the beauty in simplicity, impermanence, and imperfections, as well as in natural process of aging and passing. So this trend includes the use of biodegradable and recyclable materials. The second trend is neo-materialist design. So designers adhering to this model strive to create designs that strike a balance between aesthetic, functionality, and their impact on the environment and social conditions. In this trend, we can see designs like maybe from connected with primitivism in art. We can see some kind of ugly design, and sometimes designers try to impart durability to seemingly ephemeral objects and entities. Okay, the next trend is nature engineered design. And in this approach often involves observing and analyzing biological structures, functions, and processes, and applying those principles to design solutions that are optimized for performance, sustainability, and harmony with the natural world. It encompasses various fields, including biomimicry, bio-inspired design, and biodesign, among others. So, in this trend is popular nature-driven design aesthetic, sometimes collaborating with microorganisms, and we can see naturally shaped functionality, as in nature. Next trend, questioning the archetype, because we sometimes see a product only in one way. And when it comes to use different circular materials, the whole appearance of the product is really changing. So questioning archetypes can help us understand our own values, the patterns of behavior and beliefs that accompany them, and how we can engage with them in more conscious and reflective manner. The application of CMF color method can be helpful in introducing necessary changes to the widely accepted aesthetics for the ideal in favor of radical yet essential crucial aesthetic, and implementing the CMF method in the context of transitioning towards a circular aesthetic allow for a smoother integration of necessary changes. And by strategically incorporating sustainable materials, recycling processes, and renewable resources into the CMF choices, Designers can showcase an aesthetic that embraces circularity without compromising on visual appeal of functionality. And the last trend, multisensory design, is of course one of the main approach of CMF, but multisensory design can evoke emotional responses that support circular values. So multisensory design refers to an approach that considers and engages multiple senses in the design process to create holistic and immersive experiences. When applied to the context of circular aesthetics, multisensory design can play a significant role in promoting and enhancing the principles of circularity. Circular aesthetic prioritizes sustainability, resource efficiency, and the elimination of waste. Multisensory design can contribute to these objectives by creating experiences that evoke emotional connections and encourage sustainable behaviors. By engaging multiple senses, such as touch, sound, smell, and even taste, designers can evoke positive emotions, foster and deeper a connection with products of environments, and influence user behaviors toward circular practices. And now I would like to tell you more about of each category. So how to design circular products through CMF approach. So let's take a look closer to better color, better finish, and better material. First, of course, is a better color. Now I will show you some examples and some thoughts, our thoughts about this approach. And the color selection is vital for consumer appeal and brand representation. By choosing appropriate color that resonate with target markets and follow current trends, companies can increase product desirability and stay competitive. Furthermore, integrating sustainable color options such as natural dyes or low-impact pigments can help reduce environmental impact throughout the product's life cycle. But does a circular color exist at all? You may have immediately thought about colors like green or beige. Yes, however, for such a mental shortcuts, we often fall a victim of greenwashing. And this century, our engagement with environmental issues has increased the desirability of eco colors, such as cream and green. But our color processes are out of step. Paint solvents, green or otherwise, still contain high quantities of VOCs, volatile organic compounds, linked to atmospheric pollution, asthma and cancers, and colorants containing heavy metals increasing toxicity as they move up the food chain, eventually poisoning those at the top. So, in the past, color has been a keystone of a brand identity since Cadbury started wrapping chocolate in Queen Victoria's favorite purple Pantone. So the purple Pantone, not Pantone, but purple. So of course, Pantone made it later. Using a strictly defined color, for example, using Pantone codes or other, is common in designing brand identity and product design language. And when collaborating with other business or on projects, the issue of color often arises as a challenge. For instance, when redesigning a product or using recycled materials, we may propose using, for example, neutral color that emerges from the recycling process to achieve the truly circular product. However, we often encounter resistance from the marketing because they have the brand guidelines attached to the specific Pantone colors, and this is a really a challenge to convince brands to become more fluent. But let's take an example of unique color. The brand Fiskars, by introducing the Renew scissors to the market, they demonstrate the willingness to depart from the iconic and highly ergonomic orange color. Instead, they emphasize the unique character of each pair of scissors. This bold move showcases their commitment to individuality, circular design, and innovation, while still prioritizing functionality and user experience. So better color is also a floating color, and perhaps we will no longer offer a selected specific number of color, but instead of this, we will design a spectrum of colors. And this is one of the strange moments that you realize that you are dealing in plastic, I think. And better color is also a raw color. Yeah, we have yes, we have a link. You can see I posted. This is Atlas of Circular Color by Laura Perryman, and we can use a spectrum of natural hues. And up until a short time ago, our view of eco or natural colors was limited to a narrow range of browns, greens, and creams, which were pricier, less inspiring, and barely contributed to functionality or performance. However, in nature, where there is no waste, the spectrum of color is boundless. And also, better color is a raw color or uncolored product. And using visibly recycled colors to engage and activate consumers toward circular aesthetics. As the quantity of recyclable materials grows, we need to reflect on the perception and experience of these materials and their functionality, until our waste management can recognize colors, or until these colors are engineered to diminish as product approach their life's end. Visibly integrating colored waste is a smart approach to initiate discussion and create enthusiasm about the colorful possibilities of what we discard. Another better color is a functional color. So we can enhance the functionality of colors. Algae and sewage paints and dyes are carbon stores and detoxifiants that will nourish the soil when their job is done. They have a much more intelligent purpose than just coloring something green. And better color is nature engineered color. So we can use we can cooperate with microorganisms to create colors. This example is Living Color project that's exploring an alternative to synthetic textile dyes that derived from petrochemicals, using naturally occurring pigment producing bacteria and creating a new natural aesthetic. And it's not green. But to work with living organisms, we need a lot of time, because biofabrication is an innovative and novel way of designing, which is very helpful in expanding our design capabilities. Now let's go to category of materials. So better material. So the choice of the right material is not just a design decision. The full cycle of material circulation in the environment also includes business decisions, technological capacity, infrastructure to process the products, and consumer awareness and decisions. And thinking in terms of life cycles, how products will be assembled, used, and later on discarded, greatly influence the selection and combination of materials. So what is better material? For example, it's waste material. There are waste materials. And the design from recycling resources extend beyond the product itself. It encompasses the entire life cycle from material sourcing to end-of-life considerations. Designers can incorporate features such as disassembling, modularity, or easy recyclability into their designs to ensure that the products can be efficiently recycled or repurposed again in the future. And better material is, for example, biomaterial. And currently, only about 3% of plastics produced worldwide are based on renewable resources. Fossil fuels remain a cheap source of raw materials due to the highly developed petroleum industry. Fossil fuels continue to be the primary source of the material for plastics, and the prevalence and affordability of this technology contribute to slow changes. However, this source is limited, and the extraction and processing fossil fuels result in the environmental pollution and increased global emissions. And bio-based materials are materials that are derived from renewable biological sources such as plants, animals, or microorganisms. And these materials are often used as an alternatives to traditional fossil fuel-based materials in various industries, including manufacturing, construction, packaging, and textiles. Bio-based materials can be classified into different categories based on their origin and composition. For example, some common examples include bioplastics, biocomposites, biotextiles, bioadhesives, biofoams, and others. And the use of bio-based materials offers several advantages. They are often biodegradable, compostable, or recyclable, reducing the environmental impact. They also have the potential to lower the greenhouse gas emissions, promote resource conservation, and contribute to transitions towards a more sustainable and circular economy. So, better plastic is biodegradable and compostable plastic. And however, it is important to note that not all bio-based materials are necessarily sustainable or environmentally friendly. Factors such as the production process, land use, chemical inputs, and disposal methods can influence their overall sustainability profile. It's crucial for designers, manufacturers, and consumers to consider the entire life cycle of bio-based materials to ensure their responsible and sustainable use. And bioplastics alone will do nothing to change consumer behavior when it comes to using plastic products. But we can make some steps to replace the conventional plastic with the greener alternatives. And we can use proven solutions such as these material samples. And last category, better finish. Better finish finishes all encompass various surface treatments and coatings applied to products, affecting the visual appearance, texture, and durability. And prioritizing finishes that are non-toxic and low in volatile organic compounds, so VOCs, and energy efficient ensures the creation of healthier and more sustainable products. Additionally, exploring innovative finishes like self-healing coatings or advanced surface treatments can extend product lifespans and enhance user satisfaction. So better finish is, for example, non-toxic raw finishing, like in example of Mirum, that is a natural composite where the color is pressed onto the surface. So there is no process of dyeing. There is only pressing natural materials, and we can alternative to material like leather. of course, plastic leather. So this is a great example of using non-toxic raw finishing. And also we can avoid toxic finishes. For example, it's bad to the environment, use this toxic acid baths, and because they may cause various health conditions, and pollution is a major concern as the byproducts of chrome plating as hazardous substances. And also multi-layer coatings, paintings cannot be recycled, so it's better to avoid them. And the finishing can also be made from seemingly unusual waste materials, such as air pollution in printing or glazing processes using salt and local traditional techniques. And of course, a nature engineered finish is also better finish, and we can achieve a really beautiful structure and functional using microorganism to create a final finish of a product. And now I will show you very shortly few examples of brands and products that treat circular CMF as a strategic point in design. So here you can see a Volvo CMF circular interior, and they're using materials from old jeans and from old windows. So I think this is now popular to design concepts in automotive using different materials, especially in interiors. And another example is Nike Space Hippie. So Nike promotes the circular materials from old shoes, old clothes, and each pair is maybe not the same, but they make really short collections, and these products are really unique, using the circular materials and promoting really eccentric and but very interesting aesthetic. And they also say about these materials on the Nike circular program and philosophy. And maybe in the nearest future we may have an opportunity to check material history of each product using digital product passports. So now I will tell you how we find solutions for circular CMF, how we try to implement new solutions, new materials into our designs. We took few steps, and we do it all the time, like we looking for inspirations at design events. We are looking what's going on around. We attending trade fairs where we try to cooperate with materials producers, and we have also opportunity to make bioplastics on workshops that our colleague Olivia made for us. So warm greetings to you, Olivia, if you are here. And we explored making bioplastic in practice. And now I think this is a good moment to take a closer look for our material library. So now I invite you to Q&A session, and my colleague Michael will help me with this tour for you. So we can say hello to Mike. And now I will stop sharing my screen and we will switch to our library inside. Okay. As you can see now my face only, and now we will turn to our material space. Okay, I hope you can see me or hear me even, because the microphone is now a little bit.
Let us do a very, very quick adjustment.
Yes. Okay, I can see on another computer that I'm visible. Okay. It's great.
Although we cannot provide better audio.
Okay, I think you can start.
Just a second.
Just a second.
Okay, should be perfect. So, first question from Martina. Hello, Martina. In regards to you, how do you find sustainable materials that are composites of ABS and wood, such as far as I'm concerned, it cannot be recycled due to the wood fibers? Use them or not to use them?
As always, it depends. I think better solution is to not use them, because of course we can replace some amount of plastic inside the product with wood fibers, but as you said, they are not recyclable. So in one perspective, we use less plastic and use renewable source as a wood, but I think the better solution is to use like mono-material composite. It's hard, but we can use bio-based plastic and wood fibers. And I can show you an example of this material. So I will come back for a moment. So here we got samples from Stora Enso of biocomposites that includes wood fibers, and it also smells really good, like you can feel like in the forest. And these are fully recyclable because the main part is also bio-based. So the traditional ABS probably mixing with wood is not very good solution.
Okay, next question, or it's a rather statement from Bartosz Kurski. Hello, Bartosz. Adidas also doing the same. Probably referred to some part of the presentation, maybe.
Probably yes, with Nike. Yes, of course, many of the fashion and sport brands now are going to circular change, and the textiles are very toxic. So this is good change in this industry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next question from Chris Lekström. I hope the surname at last good. How should we consider compostable plastics, since many countries lack the facilities to deal with the compostable plastics? Just like composites, for example, ABS and natural fibers, these become impurities in recycling facilities and in the end in incineration. How should we consider compostable plastic? Yeah.
Compostable plastic, yes, it's really hard in like long-lasting products. It's really hard to use a compostable plastic. Maybe now it's easy way to use compostables in elements that are maybe have shorter life cycle, like packaging or a few parts that are. I think it depends in which strategy we design a product. If this is a product that exists on the market really short and their product life cycle is very short, probably compostables are good, but I think we don't have infrastructure to recycle compostables in a good way. But I think maybe if we start to use them, there will be kind of progress in recycling the compostables.
Okay, next question from Martina again. How could we overcome the obstacles of using PCR plastics, like it's not as durable as virgin? It won't pass the test. It will age worse and faster than virgin, etc. And how to answer those doubts and keep stakeholders and clients on our side?
Oh, for example, yeah, this is really it's really a challenge. But for example, we can use solutions that are proven. So, for example, we use this positive plastics toolkit to show our clients, to try to maybe to show the good
the qualities of plastics, I think.
Qualities that we can try to make a substitute. And this samples also includes very good technical elements, and we can discuss. These are for plastic molding injection. So we can show the samples like this and try to use it in our designs.
We can give a closer look, maybe, to this kind of samples. Yeah. Okay. Well, next question. So it's not a question actually. It's a nice comment from Reka Mena from Volvo. Glad to see our Volvo EX30 CMF stories reach to you. Thanks for sharing. So
You're welcome.
Fun fact is Volvo is the most popular brand among designers. Okay, thanks for the comment. Next, Joachim Beiners. Can we hear you loud? Oh, we can hear you loud and clear. I think it was about this quality and see. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Joachim, for this comment. Bartosz Kurski, perfect. I think this refers to the quality of the sound.
While you're reading the questions, I can show you how our library actually works, because it's really really fancy words.
Yeah. By the way, Ozzy Alvarez commented, excited to see your material library. So maybe
yeah. So maybe this is a good point to show you that we gather examples of different materials, like there are samples, swatches of textiles, not only samples from the manufacturers, but also samples from our designs, where we try to implement some technology or create something, and we gather it inside our library. So, for example, we can use, of course, some samples of plastic to choose one of these materials, or we can use it as a part, as a tool to create physical mood boards, because this is the better way to design CMF mood board, to when you can touch some samples and feel like how it appears. And we also have the system that helps us working with with different samples. So we have here different boxes and shelves to work with it. Okay, I will leave it on the table, maybe.
Maybe it's time for next question from Bartosz Turski. Very interesting one. Do you have methods of negotiations with overseas suppliers about sustainable materials?
Well, maybe it's very hard because we usually work together with our partners, our clients, and they have, for example, their own production, or sometimes they product overseas. So we are in really close dialogue with our clients to show them some better ideas based on circular materials, but we can just try. We don't have really influence to the material suppliers far away from us.
Next question from Friedman Oliver Ose. Very important, very interesting, and I think you can perfectly answer that. How do your customers receive the new look and feel? Are there any statistics on how end customers receive new products? Maybe the first part is.
Maybe we don't get the final users' statistics, opinions of these products. Maybe we try to research some of these opinions in the internet. But the first part, we have some tries to design really circular products and in circular aesthetic, but I think also our clients they know that this is the future, and they need to switch some of the technologies and also the materials for a future perspectives. So this is not just for example, our ideation, but clients also know that eco is not enough.
Okay, this was the last question as far as I'm concerned from the comment section. If you have any more, then feel free to welcome. There is a slight delay between the thing we see and the thing it shows on your computers, so maybe we can wait just those seconds.
And I think we can show another part of the library, of course, if we have time, because the wardrobe are only one part, and we have also different tools. For example, color viewing light box to see how colors appear in a different temperature of light, and also we have Pantone and other color samples. But in this part of library, okay, now we can move into this part of our library. We gather examples of our modeling and prototyping stages, but also some circular samples of materials. So we try to research all the fields of technologies of materials. So, for example, biocomposites and better plastics. and also samples for not only for a product, but also for services. And few of paper, of course, and this is also interesting textiles that are textiles molded into this block of material, and many others. So we really try to gather some samples to explore what possibilities we have, and to show our partners and our clients what effects we can achieve, and what of materials we can use right now that don't need to be like they are already tested, so we can implement them right now. So this is the circular part of our library. And if you have any questions, and if you have time, because I don't see a clock.
Still 8 minutes.
Okay, so it's still 8 minutes. So
yeah.
Let's make the discussion.
Of course, you're very welcome to contact us also directly through the website, through social media such as LinkedIn, and we will be more than happy to answer to all your questions.
And also invite you to see us face to face in our design hub.
Yeah, and also we encourage you to subscribe our newsletter, so you can get very quick information about upcoming webinars and also podcasts. New episodes are very soon. They're going to be launched. If you're Polish speaking audience, of course. Oh, there is two more actually. I'm sorry if I pronounce wrong. Jorge Paez. I hope it's correct. You have mentioned that there are some eco materials that have negative impact during production. Is there any way one can tell if the eco materials they are looking as it's truly sustainable?
Truly sustainable materials. I think if we take one material, any of from here, for example, this material is maybe truly sustainable. Some of materials have certificates like cradle to cradle. This is a good example that this is like linoleum, fully natural material, and using to floors, and this is for built-in boards. So okay, we take one sample and circular, but implementing them to a product, to our design, is just a part of the whole strategy of in designing circular products. Because, for example, if we are making products that need to be really hard and the long and this product will have a really long life, we should of course use maybe more harder materials, and sometimes it's better to use like conventional plastic, for example, because for now we have infrastructure to recycle like raw plastics. So sometimes it's better to use some something that is not seen as fully sustainable, for example. I think it depends, of course, of the complexity of a product.
Next question from Christoph Jess. How many of the Ergo team are CMF designers daily, and what software are you using for CMF visualizations?
Of course, our product design team works with CMF, but I'm responsible for the material library, and we all use Keyshot for visualizations and Blender, and of course it depends if we making some 3D or in 2D, then we use solutions like Illustrator, and so I think these are most these tools are most popular in our team, I think.
Okay. Next is from Hossein Soleimani. Not a question, a comment. I enjoyed it. It was useful and educational. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Are there any more questions to ask? Well, if not, I think we can finish right here. And once again, feel free to ask questions through other channels.
Yes, and feel free to visit us here. So thank you again very much. Thank you for your
Participation.
participation.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.